Hello friends, in this video we are going to discover the top 10 best states to retire in the United States in 2024. Retirement evokes images of the sweet life, sipping coffee on the veranda, enjoying long lunches with friends, going to see a movie whenever you feel like it, or inviting neighbors over for a margarita to watch the sunset from your beach house. But where is that beach house exactly? And can you enjoy that veranda year-round? To find your answers, you'll have to explore the best states to retire. But as you think about shifting from work to play, you may be wondering what states rank as the best states for retirement. It's only natural, this is an important time in your life you've fantasized about for years. You want to get it right. Now is an ideal time to start planning your retirement, and part of that process may be choosing to relocate to a state where the weather meets your needs, you can afford a perfectly sized house, and recreational activities, healthcare, and other costs are in line with your overall retirement budget. Kindly make sure to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon before we start this video about the 10 best states to retire in the United States in 2024. Now let's dig deeper into each of the top 10 best states to retire in the United States in 2024. Number 10. Pennsylvania. Average home value, $255,600. Average rent, one bedroom $1,650. State income tax, 3.07%. Cost of living, 94.6. Population 65 plus years, 19.6%. With no tax on retirement income, a cost of living below the national average, affordable housing, and a relatively low state income tax rate compared to other states in the Northeast, Pennsylvania is definitely a contender for one of the best states to retire to. History buffs will delight in the many historic sites and buildings dating back to the 17th and 18th centuries. If you're more of a nature lover, there are 86,000 miles of rivers and streams, over 6,700 miles of trails, 22 ski resorts, and 124 free state parks, where you can hike, bike, and ski to your heart's content. And if you've ever wanted to explore the Appalachian Trail, that's here, too. Additionally, Pennsylvania's cities are home to world-class museums, art, dining, breweries, and more pro sports teams than you can shake a stick at. Moving to Philadelphia or Pittsburgh, in particular, will provide plenty of opportunities for big city living if that's what you're looking for. It's important to note, though, that Pennsylvania experiences harsh winters with lots of snow, and the state is known for having bad traffic, in general, both reasons why driving here can be difficult. There are also additional taxes to consider. For instance, municipalities and school districts can impose an additional tax on residents, called a local earned income tax, EIT. According to Niche, the best places to retire in Pennsylvania are Penn, Springhouse, and Shrewsbury. Number 9. Montana. Average home value, $448,200. Average rent, one bedroom $1,550. State income tax, 1% to 6.75%. Cost of living, 100. Population 65 plus years, 20%. When it comes to the best states to retire, Montana ranks particularly high in the quality of life category, making it one of the best places for seniors to live. And it's not hard to realize why when you consider the breathtaking scenery. Don't miss out on Glacier National Park, the emphasis on outdoor recreational activities, fishing, walking, hiking, skiing, you name it, and the plethora of small towns with a laid-back lifestyle. On the flip side, those thinking about retiring in Montana should keep in mind that the winters can be long and harsh, which can contribute to feeling isolated, particularly if you live in one of those small, quaint towns. When it comes to affordability, Montana is right on par with the national average, so if you're moving from a more expensive state, your wallet will likely breathe a sigh of relief here. And in terms of costs of groceries, health, utilities, and transportation, costs are actually below the national average. Another upside, there's no sales tax in this state. It's housing costs that you'll need to allocate more of your retirement funds toward, as the average home value is around $448,000, making it one of the more expensive markets on this list. Some of the best places to retire in Montana, according to Niche, are Libby, Whitefish, Hamilton, and Deer Lodge. Number 8. Minnesota. Average home value, $323,000. Average rent, one bedroom $1,500. State income tax, 5.35% to 9.85%. Cost of living, 97.2. Population 65 plus years, 17.4%. Retiring in Minnesota means having unparalleled access to good healthcare. A big part of the reason for its 8th place ranking is because it comes in first place in the healthcare facilities per capita category. It also placed third in life expectancy, third in having an elderly-friendly labor market, and, here's a fun one, first in number of theaters per capita. It's also not hard to live affordably in Minnesota, thanks to its below-average cost of living, which includes lower costs when it comes to groceries, healthcare, utilities, and transportation. Housing is slightly above average, though pretty affordable compared to many other states. The average home value is just below $325,000. Some of the best places to retire in Minnesota, according to Niche, are Mendota Heights, Lake City, and Edina. Wherever you live, though, be sure to travel around the state to visit sites of interest like the Minneapolis Institute of Art, the Mall of America, and Gooseberry Falls State Park, just to name a few of the incredibly diverse things to do around the state. Number 7. New Hampshire. Average home value, $454,900. Average rent, one bedroom $1,975. State income tax, no state income tax. Cost of living, 105.8. Population 65 plus years, 20.2%. If you decide to retire in New Hampshire, you're in good company. More than a fifth of the population is over the age of 65, after all, and it's only growing. What does retiring here look like, though? Think, driving to charming Portsmouth for boutique shopping and a bite to eat, enjoying the natural beauty of the White Mountains and the 18 miles of Atlantic Ocean coastline, and an easy drive for day trips to nearby cities like Boston. The Granite State may be small, but it is certainly mighty. New Hampshire also enjoys the huge benefit of having no state income tax and no sales tax. However, it's worth noting that it does have some of the highest property taxes in the country, and the cost of living is almost 6% above the national average. Retirees can rest easy, though, knowing that it also has one of the lowest crime rates in the country. When you're looking for which town to settle down in, consider this guide to the best places for seniors to live in New Hampshire. Exeter, Peterborough, which Niche dubs the best place to retire in New Hampshire, and Guilford top the list, with lovely Portsmouth close behind. Number 6. Idaho. Average home value, $443,500. Average rent, one bedroom $1,550. State income tax, 5.8%. Cost of living, 105.5. Population 65 plus years, 17%. Idaho has landed on many coveted lists in recent years, from the most affordable states for retirees in the U.S. to the all-around best places to live in the country. Why wouldn't you want to call the gem state home? Locals boast about the abundance of gorgeous natural scenery, which is great for retirees who want to stay physically active and embrace the great outdoors. They also tout the state's small-town friendliness that makes newcomers feel welcome, essential when finding a new home for your golden years. Idaho is also known for its 30 historic byways, so even if you're not up to exploring the lush, varied surroundings, think mountains, deserts, lakes, rivers, on foot, you can almost always find a scenic route to drive. A note of safety, though, Idahoans experience all 4 seasons, including cold, snowy winters, where the average snowfall is a whopping 184 inches. So be sure to get your snow tires checked and your parka packed, and know that if you're not one for cold weather, there's always sunny Florida. Though the cost of living is slightly above average, it's more affordable than many states, and retirees will appreciate the lack of tax on Social Security income. It offers other retirement fund-saving perks, too, like no estate or inheritance tax, and a homeowner's exemption tax that benefits those who own their homes. When considering where to buy property, take a look at Sun Valley, Wallace, and Ketchum, which Niche names 3 of the best places to retire in Idaho. Number 5. Wyoming. Average home value, $334,800. Average rent, one bedroom $1,125. State income tax, no state income tax. Cost of living, 97.5. Population 65 plus years, 18.6%. Not only do Wyoming residents enjoy a cost of living 2.5% below the national average, but they pay a smaller proportion of their income toward taxes than they would in most other states. Notably, it's one of the 9 states with no state income tax. It also doesn't hurt that Wyoming's natural scenery is stunning. It's no wonder Thrillist dubbed it the 10th most beautiful state in the U.S. You've most definitely heard of Yellowstone National Park, which brings in droves of visitors every year with its unbelievable geysers, hot springs, majestic canyons, and abundant wildlife. But there are so many other natural beauties to see in Wyoming, too, from Grand Teton National Park to Red Canyon. As for the best places to retire in Wyoming, Niche recommends Ranchettes, also ranked the 9th best place to live overall in Wyoming. Thermopolis, the Wyoming city with the 2nd lowest cost of living, and Worland, ranked the number 1 best place to buy a house in Wyoming. Number 4. Delaware. Average home value, $374,300. Average rent, 1 bedroom $1,600. State income tax, 0% to 6.6%. Cost of living, 103.5. Population 65 plus years, 20.8%. Delaware may be small, but it's got a lot of character. This northeast coastal state is chock full of charming little towns with plenty to keep you busy in your retirement. From Atlantic coast towns like Rehoboth Beach to quiet, suburban Greenville, you'll find what you're looking for in Delaware. Not to mention, the state's close proximity to other large metropolises, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., and Philadelphia, to name a few. While the cost of living is a bit higher in Delaware than the national average, the state income tax is relatively low, and there's no state or local sales tax. Residents also enjoy solid access to healthcare and a lower risk of social isolation. If you enjoy cozying up to a fire in the winter, you'll have plenty of opportunities with Delaware's long, snowy winters. And don't worry if the cold isn't your thing, the spring and autumn months in Delaware are gorgeous, and the summers are mild. Niche lists Bethany Beach, Rehoboth Beach, and Lewis as the top 3 best places to retire in Delaware, so be sure to check those out. Number 3. Virginia. Average home value, $377,700. Average rent, 1 bedroom $1,875. State income tax, 2% to 5.75%. Cost of living, 104.2. Population 65 plus years, 16.9%. Ever thought about living in sweet Virginia? Those looking for the best states to retire definitely should. Though the cost of living is a tad above the national average, it is the 11th most taxpayer-friendly state, per WalletHub. No taxes on Social Security income here. And when it comes to protecting seniors and promoting their health, Virginia shines. There's great access to top-notch geriatrics hospitals and, importantly, it is one of the best states for elder abuse protection. On the fun side of things, living in Virginia means access to over 7,000 miles of lovely shoreline and countless weekend trips within easy driving distance, from Charlotte, North Carolina, to Washington, D.C., not to mention tons of exciting day trips within the state itself. If you're unsure where to start your search, take a look at Rockwood, Massanutten Springs, and Belmont Estates, which Niche dubs some of the best places to retire in Virginia. Number 2. Colorado. Average home value, $539,200. Average rent, 1 bedroom $1,875. State income tax, 4.4%. Cost of living, 120.5. Population 65 plus years, 15.7%. If the Florida heat isn't for you, Colorado's dry climate might just be. Those hoping to fill their golden years with lots of physical activity will thrive here, thanks to the forgiving weather and surplus of stunning mountains, parks, and trails. According to WalletHub, colorful Colorado ranks exceptionally high for the proportion of seniors who are in good health and have a physically active lifestyle. And, perhaps relatedly, it has one of the lowest rates of social isolation among seniors. Not to mention, there are no estate or inheritance taxes in Colorado, making it easier to transfer your property or wealth to loved ones later in life. Unsure which Colorado city to hone in on? Check out Denver. The top 3 best places to retire in Colorado, Columbine Valley, Holly Hills, and Cherry Hills Village, are all in the state's capital, according to Niche. Number 1. Florida. Average home value, $392,300. Average rent, one bedroom $1,925. State income tax, no state income tax. Cost of living, 103.1. Population 65 plus years, 21.6%. Once again, Florida leads our list of best states to retire, as it's one of the most affordable places for retirees. Why? Florida is a very tax-friendly state with no state income tax and no tax on pension income, which is great for people who want to enjoy their retirement fund to its fullest potential. The cost of living is 3.1% more than the national average, but the state doesn't have estate or inheritance taxes either, another plus when thinking about the best states to retire for taxes. Florida has a thriving senior community with plenty of recreation for retirees, including fantastic beaches, beautiful natural attractions like freshwater springs, and some of the best golf courses in the country. The top 3 best places to retire in Florida are Pelican Bay, Highland Beach, and Siesta Key, according to Niche. However, you also have to consider its weather and climate. Florida is known as the Sunshine State and, while it does offer warmer winter temps than most other parts of the country, it also experiences hot, humid summers as well as tropical storms, hurricanes, and tornadoes. So, which are your favorite states among the top 10 best states to retire in the United States in 2024? Well, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content of this video, click the subscribe button so you can receive more content like this. Post your favorite states among the top 10 best states to retire in the United States in 2024 in the comments below. I'd love to read them and I'm sure others would too.